I was going to do a review of SimCity, but you can't currently connect. Looks like someone didn't learn their lesson from Diablo 3's Always Online DRM, so let's look at another game instead. Oh, Tomb Raider. What to say about Tomb Raider? Seems like Eidos finally learned their lesson, and instead of dragging Crystal Dynamics through yet another weird attempt to salvage what little dignity the series had left from the series' past and put something together, they just said fuck it and started over from scratch. And let's all be glad that happened too, because this one is actually pretty good. When we first meet Lara, she is a vulnerable yet smart young researcher sailing with a select crew of specialists on an expedition to find Yamatai, an ancient lost Japanese civilization, for a reality show they're hoping to cash in on. Aboard the Endurance, a freak storm sinks the ship and the crew is lost or worse, and Lara is thrown into the proverbial shit. No effort has been spared to make this feel like a normal person thrown into a desperate situation. At first, Lara is injured, beaten, and haphazardly stumbles and falls into situations she's desperately trying to control just to get her bearings, and through the journey we see her grow up, find purpose, and become a survivor. And the transition from innocent and helpless isn't abrupt either. We see a slow, gradual change in character, which is nice and unexpected. Of course, the island is inhabited with all sorts of cult crazies trying to kill you, so the game gives you all sorts of makeshift weapons that can be upgraded, and they feel good to use. Apart from being just weapons, every item you get is also used as a tool, and most of the tools that seem strictly for traversal can be used as weapons. Lots of the setups for traversal are a mixed bag of setups too, so the entire campaign you're likely to use everything you've got in your inventory to progress, which is nice because it never feels like you get something that's useless. Except the pistol. It's useless. I got the impression halfway through that since it's one of the first guns you get, this was done intentionally, to signal that I don't have weapons so much as I have tools that happen to kill dudes, which is something many games fail to accomplish, so kudos for that, Crystal Dynamics. And while I'm on the subject of kudos, thanks for splitting up my crew and not making me do really shitty escort missions. The campaign's pretty meaty, and includes the main story, hidden tombs, lots and lots of collectibles, salvaging missions to find upgrade items, skill points to spend on abilities, hunting, and unlockables like character models and concept art. Took me about 8 hours to beat the main campaign, but that's with me rushing through everything. A few extra hours could have easily been spent doing all the extra stuff. And about halfway through, I signaled to myself, I'm probably getting close to the end of the campaign judging on where the characters are going, and it turns out I was wrong. I was only halfway through, so it doesn't actually feel like the game is rushing me through everything either. Oh, and let's also not forget, the game looks really good too. There are lots of diverse environments, cool effects, and nice animations, but before I give everyone the impression that I'm showering nothing but praise on this game, I do have several gripes. For starters, I played this through Steam on the PC, and for no reason at all, the game ran great at high quality, but my frame rate took a nosedive to around 8 FPS anytime a UI element came onto the screen, including reticles, so I was forced to sacrifice visual quality to accommodate shitty UI problems, which did not make me a happy camper. There are also problems with properly communicating UI prompts. There was one scene where I died almost 20 times repeatedly in a QuickTime event because I had no idea what button I was supposed to push because it was just a hand symbol at the beginning of the game. A hand symbol? That doesn't mean anything. Tell me what I'm supposed to press. And there was no text to give me a heads up after, I don't know, the 4th or 5th death. There are also lots of shaky cam issues during sliding or water sequences where the player must dodge left or right to avoid getting impaled on obstacles. And I was left playing those sections over and over again because I couldn't see where the hell I was going because the camera was all over the place. If I can't see ahead of me, I can't see what I'm supposed to dodge, and that could be problematic. While that stuff can be pretty bad, it's just a few trouble spots in what is actually an enjoyable experience. I didn't try the multiplayer. I may save that for a separate review, mainly because I have little interest in it. The campaign is where the meat and potatoes are for me anyway. If you're into playing games like I am, this one is definitely worth a go, and I encourage it.